Hey, it's Mike here, and today we are in Greece. I'm in Greece with a bunch of vegans. This is another one of my trips. Gone to Iceland in the past, Costa Rica, Yellowstone, and now we are here in the Mediterranean doing a trip to Athens, as well as Nafplio, which is the old capital, and also the islands where we're gonna get a bunch of sun and water and delicious food. With all the anti-vegan sentiment and some options going away in the US, I had to wonder, is it getting harder to be vegan in Europe as well? We'll get a few answers along the way with my trip footage to Greece, but also I stopped in Budapest, Hungary on the way back, and I gleaned even more lessons that way, so let's go. So why did I choose Greece? Well, it was the sights, and these are the sights.
Hola, kitty. Hello, kitty.
No, I'm wrong. Actually, it was the residents, and these are the residents, also cats. Now for the first answer of how hard it is in Europe to eat vegan, here is a food montage. Delish.
No, take the bite again. I messed up.
You're golden. Walk into dinner. First day was arrival day in the evening, and our welcome dinner was at Avit, which is a delicious vegan restaurant that made us a whole set menu with killer appetizers with these super flavorful spreads. At one point, someone was spooning them straight. Then they made a gargantuan vegan moussaka for us, a traditional vegan dish, as well as a banoffee dessert. Many people actually went back after the trip and got even more amazing food there. So major thanks to them for taking us on. Check them out if you go. Anyway, day two, we did way too much on this day, but with the schedule we had to, we woke up and ate a solid vegan breakfast provided by the hotel that actually blocked off a time for a fully vegan spread, which was nice.
Wow, I spent all this time plating and he's just stealing it.
And this is our view from breakfast. Oh my God, from breakfast. We then hit that Acropolis for our tour, and our guide really just wanted to talk about how the whole thing was propaganda. No, he was good.
The first time, all men are getting political rights, so becoming the first democracy.
And the scaffolding was removed for the first time in 15 years on my second trip, so I got to see it with and without that. And traveler buddies Denny and G got some amazing drone footage of the Acropolis, even at night, where it looks super sweet. We then met up with our guide Tassos for our vegan food tour.
Do you want the socks too?
The socks too? Oh, what are they?
Those are my favorite socks.
Vegan super. Nice.
Starting out at Mama Tira for a vegan twist on traditional souvlaki. Yes, they put french fries on it, and this was a mushroom one. Scrumptious. Top street food of the whole trip, I'd say. Then we hit Holy Llama, which I believe is one of the best vegan restaurants in the world in terms of their savory and insane sweet spreads, their prices, and how fast they got food out, as well as the vibe. I'd put one in every city if I could.
Why do you always get me?
Lemon,
Yeah, now I'm
one
good.
is pistachio. And then the blue one is like blue raspberry probably.
Then we hit Wild Souls for vegan halva,
What's the halva?
which is a tahini-based dessert, one of my favorite desserts since being a kid. And then we ended with Planet Ice Cream, a ton of all vegan flavors, but the Greek yogurt flavor, as simple as it was the quick favorite and overall winner. And I will say the second trip was lucky because we got to hit the Vegan Life Festival, a massive all-vegan festival hosted by the people who organized the food tour, and they had just a ton of great options.
Vegan life! Co-organizer. And I was sending emails like crazy.
Στην υγεία. Είναι μετρήσιμα τα ωφέλη.
They had the ice cream there, as well as a bunch of other food. They had a bunch of all vegan vendors. They even had some music. I'm sorry the main singer here was out of focus, but you can listen. Then after a period of free exploration, we hit Winner's Vegan, which is so delicious. I got some curry noodles, which I chose to get spicy, and they weren't messing around, but it was really good. And here are some other dishes that people got, and everyone was happy and full. The end. Just kidding. We split the pavlova, which is sort of a meringue on lemon, and it may win as my #1 dessert of the trip. All right, now for day 3, where I chartered a bus to Nafplio, where we first stopped at the Corinth Canal, an ancient canal built 2,000 years ago. But Nafplio is an old Italian-built capital of Greece, which is gorgeous. It has ancient streets. And our first stop there was Nafplio Falafel, which is run by a super sweet family. I love this lady, and it has much more than just falafels. They've got these skewers, they've got vegan meatballs, healthier salady things, and these delicious little desserts, which in this shot looks like someone's cutting up drugs.
This is vegan, right?
Yes.
You know it's vegan when the lighting is green.
Yeah, for sure. Whole wheat falafel. Whole wheat vegan meatball. Anyway, we then hiked Palamidi Fortress. Here we are hiking Palamidi Castle. 1,000 steps, which is massive, with 5 separate bastions that overlook the stunning city. It was quite a hike, and they even had an old prison at the top, and some people got a little bit claustrophobic there. In prison.
It's a trap to not get rid of a bunch of vegans.
Yeah, yeah, it's a vegan trap.
On the way down, we found a ton of ants, so the vegans, the group, were just not gonna be able to make it down the mountain because we can't walk here. No, I'm joking. We can walk over there.
And after that, we hit the nearby beach for some relaxation. There were some annoying little fish nibbling me, but other than that, it was incredible. The water was way warmer than I thought it'd be. Major trypophobia warning. We have little holes with rocks, multiple holes, and then a bunch of tiny little, like, trypophobia holes. That's a creepy face. Oh my gosh. And here we are on a beautiful beach in Nafplio. And then we drove back and hit Los V, which is a super cozy place with a mix of traditional Greek and Italian foods. I guess this was Italian day, accidentally. Daynesh. Oh, it's out of focus, gosh. Yeah. Oh, yeah. These are chickpea balls, but they're not actually balls.
Sorry.
Oh yeah. Then we randomly went to a skate bar that was sponsored by Oatly. Yeah, they had non-alcoholic Oatly drinks, which was cool. Little serendipity. How hard is it to be vegan in Athens? Well, we even skipped 5 or 6 vegan restaurants because of time. And I realized that Athens was even more vegan friendly than the last time I was there, so that's a win. All right, day 4, this was split between Athens and the islands, and we hit Holy Llama again for a full meal instead of just a taste. I could go back 10 times. Anyway, we hiked up Lycabettus Hill, or Lycabettus Hill, to overlook the city from a new angle. Got a nice hike, and then we zoomed off to the ferry, and I will say the ferries are nuts. They just Tokyo drift like a 500-ton ship and then offload and onload a ton of cars and hundreds of people in like a minute just to blast off again. I mean, look at this. The water just spews out like 30 feet high in the back. Anyway, some have better options than others, so thankfully we didn't rely on eating on the ferry. Mariana just lost her hat. After a few smooth hours of messing around on the deck and eating snacks, because they did have some vegan ones, we landed on Paros, the island where we ate at Excision, which surprised me a little bit each time by being out of half of their vegan menu, but at least they had a really good burger, and the second people got vegan moussaka and loved it, so.
What is it? You don't know. How long does that take?
And at our hotel, I also had a classic American moment failing to open these European balcony doors. Anyway, day 5, we rented little speedboats on the island of Paros. I had a blast captaining one. We went to the Blue Lagoon, threw our anchors down, swam around, and one boat's anchor actually got stuck in the rock, so I had to dive down and remove it, all in a day's work. Thankfully, I used to dive for rings at the pool as a kid, so no problem. Wish I could have filmed it. Those who were daring enough swam to this sea cave, and Daynesh once again got some epic GoPro footage. We then stopped by this cool island church and grazed on food in a little bay before heading back to check out the city of Paros, which is super cute. It's got a little fortress ruin, a bunch of restaurants on the water, shopping. All right, here I am on top of this thing. Hell yeah. You crazy, Katie. And the restaurant Almond, which has a killer vegan spread, a bunch of options like truffle gnocchi, pasta, this fancy thing, a bao dish, which was a winner, and delicious desserts like brownies. All right, go.
Oh, that's a big bite.
At this point, I got an awesome email saying that all ferries, including ours, to the next island were canceled due to strike, so I had to hire a motorboat driver, which turned out to be really fun. We just like blasted music and went really fast on the waves to the island of Naxos, which has the Portara, which is a stargate to another world created by a tyrant 1400 years ago. Should I go back in time and see how hard it was to be vegan? I got some sick footage of it pretending to be a drone. Oh yeah. Anyway, Naxos is also home to my favorite hotel, Hotel Grota, which not only has killer sea views at breakfast, but made the best vegan hotel breakfast I've ever had, hands down. Also boosting the vegan options a bit for our group, making things like vegan bugatsa, which was an immediate favorite. In Naxos, we also had lunch at Chocolat Creperie, and well, sorry ladies, 2000's Johnny Depp was not there, but their crepes were a huge hit, with some people even going back to get extra for their journey home later. Anyway, we then hopped onto another chartered bus to explore the island's mainland by hitting the Temple of Demeter, or the Temple of Demeter, because it was a little anticlimactic after the Acropolis. All right, here we are at the Temple of Demeter on Naxos. Looks like we're a little late though. However, the small town of Halki was incredibly cute, and this is where I attempted to film that intro but failed. I swear, I've been doing YouTube for 10 years. And also traveling on this trip with me is Daynesh, who is a carnivore nudist blogger. But I let him on anyway because, you know, maybe he'll actually eat a plant if he's on this trip.
Yeah, a couple of beans.
So what's your channel?
Daynesh.
I'm just kidding. Of course, he is a vegan YouTuber, so check him out. But seriously, he's working really hard making good content and recently broke 10K. We then hit Plaka Beach, which is supposed to be the nicest beach on Naxos, and we also got some cool drone footage here from Daynesh. This is where a vegan sadly couldn't move due to protein deficiency and was buried by sand over time. Thankfully, after one bite of meat, he was able to escape. I also had to add this taxi driver's mom sort of yelling at him. Her voice is incredible. I could not record it.
Εκεί πάνω στο μπαλκονάκι είναι, στο μπαλκονάκι. Εκεί επί τόπου.
Καλημέρα και ο Ανδρέας φεύγει. Ξέρω εγώ που είναι το μπαλκονάκι και το παραμπαλκονάκι. Φαίνεται από την ταράτσα.
Anyway, day 7, after another mind-boggling breakfast, we moseyed down to the port for our catamaran tour, hitting northern Paros for some new territory. The second group was lucky enough to go cliff jumping. Got a little snorkeling in. And the catamaran food did not disappoint. Best dolmas I've had in a really long time, and delicious stuffed peppers.
I can feel my life expanding.
And then for dinner, we ate at Gemma Naxian, which had a lovely atmosphere and traditional potato appetizers from Naxos, and a variety of dishes, with cauliflower perhaps being a big winner, as well as the burger. Just remember to order the one that has a bun, which I failed to do. The staff there was also great, and we had delicious meatball pasta as well. Anyway, day 8, we headed back home. I just want to say, yeah, it was super easy with just a little bit of planning. Obviously, Happy Cow helped, but I was surprised finding random vegan options without even trying at many points, and even more surprised going to Budapest, Hungary afterwards to visit Daynesh. He brought us to a bunch of incredible vegan places. The desserts there are off the chain, but we were just seeing the word vegan everywhere, going to grocery stores and super easily finding a ton of vegan options. Totally surprised me, perhaps a top 10 vegan city. And then in Europe in general, I did learn on my trip that the grocery chain Lidl's vegan sales have gone up 700% in the UK. So it appears that the hardest part of my whole journey was the United Airlines plane back, where they handed the vegan meal that I requested in advance to some random person. I guess that means there was some vegan demand on the plane. I want to say that people on the trips continue to make it amazing for me. People ask how I don't get burnt out doing 2 trips in a row, and while I was tired here and there, peeps do revitalize me. And I do want to say that I loved the second group as much as the first group, but I filmed the first trip, so sorry to second group people that aren't in this as much. Anyway, once again, I have made my own travel company, Vego Travel, and if you would like to, you could click below and join the trip list. Feel free to suggest where to go next. I'm considering Costa Rica again early next year, but there has to be enough demand, so let me know. Anyway, feel free to like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.